Okay, Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Wakar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, you Akim out there that's been pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. I have an article from the Daily Mail dated April 21st, 2023. So this is yesterday. This tragic thing happened. But the truth of the matter is, as harsh as it sounds, we have to, if a person that doesn't know this truth and he's not familiar with the scriptures and how the Lord works, they will get emotional on it. Even though it is very emotional that this happened to this little girl, but you got to deal with it on the spiritual aspect. So we're going to get into this article, bring out a few scriptures, and Abba Ratazayu Akimati will be edified. So let's get into it. It says, pictured girl 12 who died after being shot multiple times in drive-by shooting, which targeted 3 men, as cops say the injured trio know who killed the beautiful and capable child. And she's pictured right here. Her name was Secret Pierce, 12, of Hartford, Connecticut, died after being shot in the head during a drive-by shooting in the city last night around 9 p.m. Damn. She was transferred to St. Francis Hospital in critical condition after being found unresponsive inside the car. She was pronounced dead at 7 a.m. on Friday. Damn. Police do not believe she was the intended target and that she likely had nothing to do with it. A girl 12, it said a 12-year-old girl has died after being shot in the head during a drive-by shooting in Connecticut that left 3 others injured. Now, she's too young to do anything, to have done anything in this life. She's only 12 years old. Nowadays, you can't really say that because you got a lot of bugged out demonic children out there. But let's say for the case of she's being young, what she could possibly have done in this lifetime for that to happen to her. Now you got to deal with on a spiritual level. You can't deal with emotions in this thing here. What has she done? All right, let me slow down. What have she done in this life? Nothing, as far as we know. But what about her previous lives? What about her previous lives? And there's scriptures to prove that the Lord visits the iniquity of the children in the 3rd and the 4th generation. Just because you did something in your previous life, the Lord and you can live a full, healthy age, die 89, 90 years old, then the Lord get you back in this life. When you die, you go for the judgment seat of the Most High, and then He judge you, and you live out your judgment on earth. And her judgment was to die at the age of 12, being shot in the head, which is a violent death. They say multiple times she was shot. So this is Job chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish being innocent. So that little 12-year-old girl, Secret Pierce, was not innocent. Maybe she was innocent in this lifetime because she's only 12 years old. But like I said, what about her previous life or previous lives? Job 4 and 17, just like in Job 4 and 7, remember I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. Like I said, we don't know what she did in this life, which I doubt she did anything. But what about our previous lives? What about our previous life or lives? Because we walked this earth more than once. Contrary to what them Christians believe, we walk this earth more than once. It's something called reincarnation. Read mean back and carnal in the flesh, back in the flesh. So she wasn't innocent. Let's read it again. Job 4:7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity, which is sin upon sin, and sow wickedness, reap the same. They get judged by the Lord Yahweh by Yahweh Shah. It says, by the blast of Yahweh they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils they are consumed. This referring to Esau, Edom, but also you got wicked ass Jacob out there too. No one perishes being innocent. Whether you 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, 100, and you die violent death, that was your judgment. That was your judgment. Let's read on in the article. Secret Pierce, it says, Secret Pierce of Hartford was pronounced dead at 7 a.m. on Friday after she was shot in the head multiple times. Whoa. Let's read this right here again, this paragraph again. Secret Pierce, which was the little girl's name, of Hartford was pronounced dead at 7 a.m. on Friday after she was shot in the head multiple times in a shooting that occurred on Huntington Street in the city around 9 p.m. on Thursday. Damn, multiple times shot in the head. Hey, the Lord is cruel and dreadful. It says, Hartford police said the girl was wild. It says Hartford police said the girl was wild inside a parked car and was found unresponsive. She was transported to St. Francis Hospital in life-threatening conditions last night. Police do not believe she was the intended target, and that she likely had nothing to do with it. Police told WFSB that they believe the 3 other men, aged 16 to 23, know who shot Pierce. Authorities are investigating this as a targeted attack. Of course, now we know 16 to 23, them niggas was doing wickedness. And that little girl probably was one of their family members, or dealing with one of them little niggas, probably the one that was 16. Who knows? Why would she be in a parked car with these individuals? Either she was dating the 16-year-old or was a family member of them. This is crazy, man. Shot multiple times in the head. Wow. It says authorities are investigating this as a targeted attack. They was targeting them kids, but I doubt they was targeting a little girl. She was just there. The Lord had her there because that was her judgment being played out. And that's how the Lord required her spirit, for her to be shot multiple times in the head. Wow. The Lord is dreadful and cruel. You don't want to get on the Lord's bad side. You do not want to get on the Lord's bad side. I tell you that right now. You don't want none of that smoke from the Lord Yahweh while Yahweh Shah, because he'll do you dirty. This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bringeth his judgments to light. He faileth not. That was her judgment. And the 3 men that got wounded, the Lord wounded them as chastisement, but he wanted her dead. He wanted that 12-year-old girl dead. He sanctioned her death, but he sanctioned them 3 men to get shot and wounded. Show you the Lord is dreadful. He required her spirit. It says, back in Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5, the just Lord, his name is Yahweh, is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgments to light. He faileth not. But the unjust endureth no shame. You could be an Israelite and still be unjust. Like I said, she hasn't done anything. I don't know if she did anything wicked in this life because she's only 12. But what about her previous lives? Let's read some more of this article. It says, Pierce School remember her as beautiful and capable, and several family members took to Facebook to say they will miss her. Here she go right here. Here she go right here. Hey, she got that nigga woman look. She got that proud nigga woman look on her, even though she was 12 years old. But the Lord brought forth that judgment. The Lord brought forth that judgment. So let's continue on with the article. That's a picture right there. It says, Secret Pierce, 12 of Hartford, was pronounced dead at 7 a.m. on Friday after she was shot in the head multiple times in a shooting that occurred on Huntington Street in the city around 9 p.m. on Thursday. She should have been in the house. 12 years old. What you doing outside 9 p.m. in a car with a bunch of degenerate niggas? You should have been in the house. When I was 12 years old, back in the 80s, you better believe my black ass was in the house. My parents didn't play that shit. You know? And the only way I was out at the age of 12 was if I was with one of my older uncles, one of my older cousins. And even then, we got into mischief. But still, 12 years old at 9 o'clock at night, you should be in the house. Okay, let's finish reading the article. It says, police do not believe she was the intended target and that she likely had nothing to do with it. Police said they believe the three other men, aged 16 to 23, know who shot Pierce. Of course they did. Of course they do. Her death comes as a various strings of shootings involving children. It says her death comes as a various strings of shootings involving children have happened this week. 3 others were found shot on the sidewalk on Huntington Street. An 18-year-old male was found with serious injuries in close proximity of the car near the girl. 2 of the victims, both males, 16 to 23, walked to the St. Francis Hospital and sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Bosevert said their wounds appeared to be lacerations at the time. None of the victims have been publicly named. Police believe the 3 men were the targets of the shooting, and most definitely so. Hartford police said the girl was while inside a parked car, was found unresponsive as she was transported to St. Francis Hospital with life-threatening conditions last night. It is repeating the same thing. Okay, a little more. It says DailyMail.com has reached out to the Hartford police for comment. The incident was caught on surveillance, so them kids is going down. Footage which has not been publicly released, and police are working to determine the assailant's vehicle. We do have some video of a vehicle flying by and going north on Huntington Street when the gunfire erupted, Bosevert said, if I pronounce his name correctly. We are actively working to decipher what vehicle that was so we can begin looking for it. Police are also trying to determine if gunfire had been returned by the 3 men. Most likely it have, most likely it hasn't. Who knows? Here's a video, but I'm not going to play the video because you know how YouTube be. You know how YouTube get down. Lieutenant Aaron Bosevert believes the little girl was innocent. No one are innocent. Joe 4 and 7. No one is innocent, my man. And that the 3 men were the intended targets. Of course. But no one is innocent. It says the shooting took place let me slow down. The shooting took place outside of 48 Huntington Street. Pictured. Bosevert said the girl was the youngest victim in Both of it said the girl was the youngest victim in Hartford in 2023, and the girl's mother has been notified of her daughter's injuries. It's very tragic, very unfortunately. It's sickening, the officer said. Is there any more? Despite the tragic incidents, shooters are down 17% in Hartford, as well as murder, which is 60% less compared to the same time last year. Most violent crimes is down at least 30% in the city, except for rape and robbery with a firearm, which are up 64% and 23% respectively. Random shootings are on the rise in 2023. It says more and more people across the U.S. have found themselves being victims in random shootings, from 12-year-old Secret Pierce of Hartford being shot dead in a drive-by shooting to 6-year-old Kinsley while being shot in the cheek of her, by her neighbor after her ball rolled into his ear. Slacky. Let me read that again. It says more and more people across the U.S. have found themselves being victims in random shootings, from 12-year-old Secret Pierce of Hartford. Who would name their child Secret? Being shot dead in a drive-by shooting, to 6-year-old Kinsley White being shot in the cheek by her neighbor after her ball rolled into his yard. It says yard, but it should be yard. In April alone, several random shootings have already occurred. DailyMail.com takes a look at these random shootings. It's all judgment of the Lord. It's all judgment of the Lord, man. All judgment of the Lord. It says, all right. This is all judgment of the Lord. I'm going to get one more scripture before I read this Ralph Yarl and go on to the shootings. Daily Mail. It says Daily Mail takes a look at these random shootings, which is all judgment of the Lord. This is Ecclesiastes in the Bible. It says this 13. This is 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep His commandments. And 2/3 of you jakes ain't gonna do that, because you don't know the Lord. 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, all you know is gangbanging, white Jesus, plantation Christianity, Renaissance Christianity, which is nothing but white supremacy, adultery, rap, black culture. That's all you know. And it leads to your death over and over and over. And that's the Lord bringing forth that judgment, because you've been blinded, pursuant to Isaiah 6:9. The Lord put an angel to blind the 2/3 you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, whereas you won't get it. Let's read that again. It says, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Lord Yahweh and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. What man? The Israelite man. Because this wasn't given to the rest of the nations, only given to Israel. It's the whole duty of the Israelite man to keep the commandments of the Lord Yahweh while Yahweh Shah. But like I said, 2/3 you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, you love doing your own will. You love committing adultery, gang banging, selling drugs. That's what was taking place out there. They was into some kind of mischief. While she was with them, hey, when you thinking emotionally, while she with them, but when you thinking spiritually, the Lord put her there, placed her there, so she could receive her judgment. It says, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 14. For Yahweh will bring every work to judgment, whether it's in this life or your previous life or your previous lives. Remember, the Lord visited the iniquity to the third and the fourth generation of them that hate Him. So the Lord will get you. The Lord will get you. There's no escaping the judgment of Yahweh by Yahweh Shah. For Yahweh will bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Bottom line, fear the Most High. And only the elect, the hope of the elect is going to fear. The elect is going to fear the Most High. The 2/3, they have no fear of the Lord because they think God is all love. Because they going to do the precepts. They're going on that God is all love. Do the precepts of men. Which is going to lead you to be dead. Following the precepts of men is only going to cause you death and pain. Hey, and that's what happened here. That's what happened here. Death and pain. You know? So let's continue on with the article and then get a few more scriptures and close it out. Because, hey, the judgment of the Lord is just that. Cruel and devious. The Lord will fuck you up. Okay, Salakia Midas. Get these scriptures real quick. That's another scripture that came to my mind. That was Satan. That was Satan right there. Salakia for that, Akim. That was Satan right there. I'm going to get it back. There we go. That was Satan right there. Salakia once again, Akim. Okay, we're going to get back to this article. Once again, Salakia for that. You start bringing out this truth, you know, Satan gets mad. And there you have it. Okay, let me just get this real quick. Okay, I got it right here. Okay. So let's read this article that we're going to bring out these two scriptures that I have, then we're going to close it out. Ralph, Euro 16. Euro was shot by Andrew Lester, 84. Whoa. After he approached his property in Kansas City, Missouri, thinking he was collecting his two younger brothers and rang the doorbell on April 13th. The incident happened after Euro accidentally went to Northeast 115th Street instead of Northeast 115th Terrace, one block from another. In the north of Kansas City, Euro approached the door but did not cross the threshold into the house, according to prosecutors. Lester was said to have opened the door and fired 232 rounds from a revolver that struck Euro on the forehead and arm. Prosecutors said there was no indication that any words were exchanged. Damn, he just cold-blooded murdered him. That was the Most High's judgment, though. Lester told police officer after the shooting that he saw a black man pulling to the exterior storm. It says pulling the exterior storm door and handle, and that he believed the person was attempting to break in. Earl has since been interviewed by a detective and said that he only rang the doorbell and did not pull on the door. Kingsley White shot. We already know that. Kingsley White Kingsley White and other neighborhood children were playing on the street April 18th in Gadsden County, North Carolina, when her neighbor Robert Lewis Singletary, 24, snapped over the straight board. Singletary allegedly got mad and began firing at White and her parents, both of whom also were struck or grazed by bullets. Kingsley and her father, William White, were both injured in the shooting. According to Kingsley's mom, at the same time, of the shooting, William was attempting to distract the neighbors so the other children could get away. Williams was struck in the back. Williams was struck in the back by a bullet and remains in the hospital at this time. Kinsley's mother told WSOC she was outside and said she heard Singletary make a threat to her family members. He looked at my husband and my daughter and told them, "I'm going to kill you," Ashley Hillenbrett said. She said the neighbor then chased him while shooting. He allegedly kept firing until his gun had ran out of bullets. He is currently on the run. Secret Press, we just read about her. And that's the article. That's the article. So here you have it, right here. Girl 12 died after being shot multiple times. Let me bring up these scriptures real quick. Let me close it out. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. The Lord killed this little 12-year-old girl, but wounded the 3 men that was with her. Because it was meant for her to get put to death. That's all that was. The Lord was sanctioned her death, but sanctioned them to get wounded. It says, I wound. And read it again. Oh man, this is terrible. I did it again. Salakia. I did it again. This is terrible. This is terrible. Salakia, Akim, once again. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I am he, and there's no God with me. I wound and I heal. I wound and I make alive. Slack, let me read it again. I'm bugging. Now, see now that I, even I am he, and there's no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Like I state, the Lord kills and make alive. He wound and he heal. The Lord wounded them 3 men that was with him, but he killed this little 12-year-old girl. It's, like I said, it sounds harsh, but that's judgment. It sounds harsh, but that's judgment. That's judgment of the Lord Yahweh while Yahweh shot. It says, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. For if I lift my hand up to heaven and say I live forever, if I wet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies and will reward them that hate me. Like it says, if his hands take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies and will reward them that hate me. Everything is sanctioned by the Lord. Everything is of the Lord, even this little girl's death. As tragic and harsh as it sounds, but the Lord did that. That was her judgment. That was her judgment. You know? That was her judgment. And that's the bottom line. And there's nothing you could do about it. There's nothing you could do about it. So, I guess that's it. I'll close it out. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Quadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.